Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklarbro Country, the virus edition, aka the Pandy Pods,
AKA Two Bros No Garden Hosts,
aka One Salmon Couchy, Two Fans of Fauci,
AKA One Egg, Four Legs,
aka One Side, Two Goats.
We are here. We are back. Baseball is back.
Oh my God. Is it for how long? For how long?
What a house of cards that is. And we're not just saying that because we're Cardinals fans. If you're a Miami fan or a Philly fan,
oh my God.
Look, it came
You're
and I was
from Philadelphia.
Hey, you're from Philly. We got these.
If you're a JT Real Muto fan,
I'm a Bryce Harper fan.
JT Real Muto.
He's a good ball player.
That's the best Philly name to say.
Unreal. Jimmy
Bryce
Rollins.
Harper. Jimmy Rollins.
You met Jimmy Rollins.
I swallowed so many L's when I met Jimmy Rollins.
I swallowed so many L's, it's giving me extra calories for those for that Jenny Craig.
I'm on Jenny Craig. You lost a lot of weight on Jenny Craig.
Hey, I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there.
I'm trying it.
Look, the deal is this. Baseball came back. We were super excited. I played golf a little bit on Friday night with my son. I put, and the joy for him was to drive around in the cart, which he loves.
Sure.
I put the Cardinals game on my phone
in the
cart,
in the bucket.
So I was faintly hearing when I went up to shank my tee shots, the sounds of Mike Shannon, a guy we listened to growing up along with Jack Buck, but now he's still there and he's doing the game.
And they piped in some crowd noise so that it does feel approximately what it's like.
Way better than watching it on TV.
Sure.
Although
watching's fine.
Watching was great. We had a beautiful moment when we saw Brody Stevens.
Oh yeah. Can we just talk about that moment?
That
moment was insane. So the Dodgers, and again, I'm sorry we're getting so sportsy, but I think this is part of the fabric of America.
And we definitely have something to say about baseball and the way that baseball came back.
Sure. So the Dodgers in the opening night, they allowed their fans to purchase
cutouts of themselves that there would then be photo of themselves would be placed on a cutout around
put in
home
their
plate to make it almost look like if you looked quickly that there are fans.
And I will say this about the cardboard cutouts, because you know who's down low. A lot of rich people in LA.
A lot of rich old people.
I'm saying the cardboard cutouts, a lot of them looked more lifelike than the actual people.
At a Dodgers game behind home plate.
One cardboard cutout got us in the heartstrings, and someone at Rocket Pins, you can tweet at
an artist who makes these beautiful enamel pins
of comedians and whatnot, spent the money to get a cardboard cutout of Brody Stevens at the game. And our friend Andy Schwartz, who is a really close friend of ours, was like, hey, Brody was at the game. We went back and I was looking at it and I just missed it. And they literally focused in on him while they ran an M&M's commercial.
Right. So once the commercial come on, you kind of you stop paying attention. I think I walked away. I looked away.
But there's Brody Stevens and they're just focusing in on him. Somehow Major League Baseball knew this is the guy you want to stay on.
Or the producers were aware of what Brody did and his connection to baseball.
Sure.
We put it out in the world.
You can't preempt me by M&M's. They're non-union.
Adam,
we tweeted, we texted all of our friends about it. We tweeted about it, and
a tweet for us that gets a decent response is 200 or 300 people sign on and say they like it and they get behind it.
11,000 people retweeted it. It was insane.
Brody, we miss you.
We missed him. I wanted to text him and be like, I saw you at the game.
That was my first reaction. I went to my phone to text Brody and be like, hey, I love seeing you.
What a beautiful moment, and I'm glad the Dodgers did it, and I'm glad.
Sad. We miss him too.
It just was. So it's back. Baseball is back.
11 Marlin players. Actually, it's a total of 13.
13 Marlins have been infected, which, by the way, sounds like
the worst fishing trip ever.
Exactly. 13 Marlins have been infected. That's awful.
It's the most positivity surrounding the Marlins organization in years.
Let's be honest about that. They are
wrong kinds of positives.
Right.
They are quarantined, and now so are the Phillies, who they played against. The
Phillies are going to be locked down at home.
And so
go grab a Coke Zero out of the fridge.
Going to watch another team play baseball because you guys are locked down.
Phillies are locked down.
So that's that. And all the teams that those guys play.
And it's all Marwin's fault.
And baseball is, like us, collectively holding their breath behind their mask to see what happens.
So now you're like, who gave it to him?
Who started it?
Right.
Why wasn't this under
Exactly.
control? How did this get so out of control? Like I could see one person getting a false positive or a positive or whatever.
Yeah.
But 11, that means
11 Marlins means it's going around the locker room, and it probably originated from them. So now you got to say, who are the
play, and this is almost going to be a real-time experiment to see how much can one team infect another team with that interplay. I mean, maybe the first baseman gets it, maybe the catcher gets it, but maybe the outfielders are fine because they're far enough away, and pitchers who weren't in the game and dugout players and those guys are fine. But
this is just insane.
It's crazy. But baseball is back. They're going to push forward. It's why, hey, they have a 30-person track squad. They have it's next man up. To me, those 11 people go sit and keep the season going, even if you're running with the B team.
And if you can't,
what was that line from
running with the B team?
American Pimp?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So all of his women, working women on the street from the A team got taken from him. So he's like, I'm going to go back up to San Francisco and get the B team.
Get the B team.
Got the B team.
That's what you got to do.
The objectification of women.
Even if you don't love sports, you got to admit that it's a welcome distraction from the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, we all need.
It's an alternative set of numbers we can focus on. 60-game season,
unless 13 Marlins are getting infected, and now you're thinking about that.
Right. But 3 months down the road, it almost gives us like a 3-month other thing to look at, and we can be like, "Hey, what's going on in baseball for the next 3 months?" And then, oh my God, it's already October.
Right.
So that's I think what people are hoping that sports can do. As sports fans, we are personally ecstatic.
Some people hate but sports, I think, without fans allows the league to be perhaps a little more nimble and certainly a little bit more socially conscious. The NBA does it better than all the other leagues because they allow their players to be more outspoken. But Major League Baseball and the NFL have had a problem with it. So,
well, I think part of the reason why Major League Baseball and NFL have had an issue with being socially conscious and socially progressively thinking because a major portion of the fan base is white. A major portion of the fan base of both of those sports are Republican and come from the South.
Yeah.
And so
shut up and dribble. That's their attitude.
So there's
I don't want my stay in your lane.
It's either I am 100% opposed to that, or it is I want my sports clean of all this stuff.
That's right.
Which I don't buy that. I have to say, I'm not a fan of someone saying the game is ruined because I see B, L, and M on the pitcher's mound. How is the game ruined for you? We listen to old Cardinals game. We listen to current Cardinals games on Sirius Radio, and we get the St. Louis local broadcast. About 7 times in the course of one Cardinals baseball game, there will be like pro-life, anti-abortion ads that are run that we have to listen to because that's part of the thing. Is that part of our
Does
politics?
it make us happy?
No. Do I feel like at times, is this appropriate? I don't know. But at the same time, I'm like, well, they bought the airtime.
Yeah.
So they're going to say that. And it's my job to either turn it down and I'll turn it back up when I see 30 seconds is gone.
It definitely doesn't ruin
out.
the game for me. It doesn't ruin the game.
I get wanting a total escape, but that's childish. That's like going to an ice cream shop and finding out that they don't have your favorite flavor and then like being like, well, the whole thing's ruined. Well, It's not ruined.
Exactly.
It's not ruined.
Exactly.
It's not ruined at all.
Right. Okay.
And if it bugs you so much, take a walk around your house.
That's right.
And if you still think that kneeling is about disrespecting the flag, then you have bigger problems to deal with in your life.
Then you're not paying attention.
It's not about that. We need to say this in the most clearest terms, as everyone is saying in the most clearest terms. It is not up for interpretation why these people are doing it.
Those who are doing it have explicitly stated exactly what it is.
And it's hilarious to me that people continue to willfully ignore it and fight even harder than ever to label what I consider to be peaceful, thoughtful, demonstrations of our voice or lack
I can't think of
thereof.
anything more patriotic.
And so they're basically calling on anyone who kneels as a member who's anti-American, Antifa, all this stuff. Mike Ditka came out and said, if you don't stand up for the flag and you don't stand up for the anthem,
then get out of the country.
Then get out of the country, which I think that was part of a Levitra ad. I don't know if that was.
Get out of the country. It's fun to see. Like Ditka was a legend, certainly in Chicago. Go back and watch the SNL skits.
Yeah.
Sketches. Go watch skits. What did I just turn 80? The sketches. Okay. That he was a legend, godlike status. It's fun now to watch him chip away at that.
Ditka.
I just watch him chip away at that.
He's
with
becoming
like
minier and minier Ditka.
It's fun to watch it unfold.
So that is the context within which our first story unfolds about a relief pitcher from San Francisco on the Giants who refused to kneel with the rest of his team before the national anthem as a nod to the BLM movement.
Just to honor. So that what they're doing now is their players are kneeling.
They did it only in the first game. Before the first game, they knelt. They all held this long piece of black fabric, and they held it together in a sign of unity.
That was a beautiful moment.
Just saying, and again, I think Randy's right. Maybe because fans weren't there, it was a little bit easier and less controversial in the moment. You wouldn't have people shouting and heckling in that moment.
You could just do it.
It was kind of a beautiful way to honor it. And one guy on the Giants, one guy out of 4 full teams, one guy stood and refused to kneel for that moment. Sam Coonrod, which
is an unfortunate
name.
Exactly.
Was the only player from the 2 teams, a guy named Coonrod.
Yeah, a guy named Coonrod is not going to be leading the charge for equal rights.
No.
I'm just going to tell you that right now.
So let's be clear. This kneeling and picking up a long black piece of fabric that all the players on all 4 teams, except for you, Sam Coonrod, the Dodgers, the Yankees,
Nationals,
and the Giants participated in, except Coonrod. You're the only one. All the players then stood up, and I think some kneeled.
Some knelt,
including the manager of your very team, Sam Coonrod. I don't know why I'm continuing to say the name.
It was a brilliant move because it sidestepped the anthem. It was just a moment.
Like, MLB kind of did something here. I saw that and I was like, okay. So the MLB right now is saying, we're going to have this moment before the anthem so no one can confuse.
That's right.
No one can say, hey, this is the disrespecting moment to the flag. No, it's its own separate moment, which might piss people off even more. It kind of shines the light, lifts the carpet up a little bit more because like if you
can't conflate the two.
You can't conflate the two because they did it before.
That's right.
People knelt afterwards, but that had nothing to do with the actual official moment of holding
Everyone
the
went
fabric.
along with it except for Sam Coonrod.
And his excuse, ready for this, was religion.
That's why he didn't kneel.
He claimed that he won't kneel before anything but God.
What about Zod?
Kneel
before Zod.
Kneel before Zod.
By the way, isn't God everywhere? Why wasn't God on the field right there?
Yeah.
So you could say that you were kneeling before God.
Or was he taking the night off?
Which, if you believe in God, you think God takes the night off?
I mean, he usually takes Sundays off. That was a Thursday night,
That's
but
right.
Sunday is church day when most people do their God kneeling.
That's
so
right.
It kind of doesn't even make sense. Aren't we just to assume that God is everywhere?
And by the way, I will say this. Adam Wainwright, pitcher for the Cardinals, big God guy, huge God guy, wrote the most beautiful piece about why he was going to kneel down and pick up the thing and why he supported BLM. He actually linked it to faith. I highly recommend that you guys listen to it or read it. It's beautiful. Look up Adam Wainwright, Black Lives Matter. He did an amazing job.
Right. So Coonrod also then said, quote, couldn't get on board with a couple of things I've read about Black Lives Matter, how they lean towards Marxism and said some negative things about the nuclear family.
Okay. Now there you go.
There it is.
There it is.
You can't claim
You outed
that
yourself.
you didn't do it because of your religion and then turn around and be like, oh, and also
Some Marxist organization.
I don't agree with
That's
it.
against the nuclear family, is it?
I don't think so. Anything? I mean, I guess maybe because some gay and trans members have joined the fight.
Yeah, that's an issue now.
Joined in.
Yeah.
But that's not. I don't think Black Lives Matter has said anything about the nuclear family.
But I don't read Breitbart newsletters, so I don't know.
So I guess that's where he read it.
I'm positive that there are other Republicans on those teams. Positive, and
yes, these are rich dudes who, in many ways, black, white, brown, a lot of people who make lots of money, i.e. in sports, don't want to be taxed to the high heavens and lose a large portion of that money. And so in many cases, and we found this from talking to athletes, a lot of athletes are Republicans.
Yeah.
They just are. But yet everyone did it.
Everyone, including your manager, your team, Gabe, I'm a Jew Kaplan, right?
Kapler.
And Kapler.
Gabe
Kapler.
Gabe Kaplan was from Welcome Back, Kotter. It's interesting that you couldn't get on board for this for your team.
Right.
Because, I mean, it's a team sport. They're going to count on you in some moment.
Sometimes you're going to have to do something that maybe you don't love, but you do it for your team.
So here's my question. Couldn't he have done this? Couldn't he have sat down, knelt, grabbed the thing, and then afterwards grabbed a reporter and said, hey, I just want to get this off my chest. I participated in that thing because I'm part of a team. I got to say that I am conflicted about it because I have some issues with what I've read to be the truth about Black Lives Matter. So I just want people to know me kneeling down with the rest of my teammates really wasn't me necessarily endorsing the Black Lives Matter thing, but I did it because it was a show of respect for everyone.
Now you just look like a racist loner.
Yeah.
In a city that plays for a city that's the most open city.
Right. So there you are. You're in San Francisco. And you got a female coach on your team.
That's right.
This is an organization that's pushing itself.
Pushing the boundaries in a very positive way. You got a manager who nails, who is Jewish.
Kapler, not Kaplan.
And you got a female coach.
And you got a fan base that could potentially turn on you.
That's right.
Because now every photo is of all these players kneeling and you just standing there.
It is his right to do this, by the way. But it's just not a cool thing to do.
Right. Or it's his right. It's his right to not kneel, just like it was Kaepernick's right to kneel.
Right.
But you have to deal with the consequences.
That's right.
Just like Kaepernick had to deal with the consequences.
Thankfully, this was not the game where Fauci threw out the first pitch, because that was amazing.
He might have charged them out on that one.
That's right.
Just because
Fauci represents all the things that are science, and science is Marxist, right?
I don't know if you saw the first pitch. If anyone saw it, we posted it on our Instagram page. We threw some jokes out.
I saw that Fauci. I was like, ouchie.
Ouchie. We threw it up on we tried to do what if we were cheap seating that moment.
Here's what we said about the pitch. He threw it so far left, he brushed back Rachel Maddow.
Fauci, I guess someone else wrote on our page, Adam Caton Holland said that even his fastballs practice social distancing, which I love that.
Someone else wrote on our page, Fauci's so great, he doesn't want anybody to catch anything.
He was really trying to flatten the curve.
There we go.
Yes. And we said, I haven't seen a pitch that bad since Don Draper almost lost the Burger Chef account. And I know he didn't.
No,
I know
Peggy
picked up
it
the
and
slack.
Peggy won the
She
account.
won the account, but Draper acted a little weird in the early.
Having some rough
he was
moments
having some rough moments, and he almost threw away the account.
But still, he saved it. In the end, what I say is, thank God he's bad at pitching.
Thank God he is terrible.
Do you want him to be good at pitching?
No.
You want Fauci to be good at pitching? No.
Thank God he's spending more time on the pandemic than on his slider.
If Fauci stepped up to the mound, put it on the bump, and threw 80 miles an hour high heat, I'd be like, there's a problem. To me, that's like seeing a Chris Angel
when a magician
has a six-pack. A magician with a six-pack is like Fauci just grooving one.
That's right.
Because magicians should not. If you have
you don't need abs.
You don't need abs.
A magician needs only one ab. Abracadabra.
That's right.
That's it.
That's the only ab you need, and use it wisely. Mm-hmm. If I see that
one pack.
If I see that you have too many abs as a magician,
I'm you're spending too much time in the gym.
Spend more time on the magic. Spend more time on the magic. Thank God Fauci is spending more time on the
magic.
COVID. All right, there we go. That's our first story down the books. When we come back, oh my God, as a parent, we do all that we can to spend time with our kids, but we may be spending too much time with our kids, and this next story illustrates it. It is Sklarbro Country, the virus edition. Stay with us. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I want to remind you, we are doing the Live Dumb People Town August 15th, Eventbrite. Jim Gaffigan is our guest. We are about 100 tickets away, right?
I think it's, about 100.
About 100 tickets away from being completely sold out.
And they're going fast.
All that's left are Ticket Plus prices, but it's going to be such a fun night. I think it's going to probably sell out by next week. And it's August 15th the show. So if you're thinking about doing it, it's such a fun night. It is so fun to sit down.
We will bring a live comedy show to your house.
That's right.
Order some Postmates in, have a glass of wine or a beer.
Just a nice, fun
6:30 West Coast time, 7:30 Mountain, 8:30 Midwest time, and 9:30 on the East Coast. Get up on this. Live Dumb People Town. Go to Eventbrite, search Live Dumb People Town, get your tics, or go to nowherecomedyclub.com.
Check out our YouTube page, YouTube, Sklarbro Country. Find it, subscribe to it, and we're going to put some more really cool videos on that. We're waiting to hear back from YouTube whether or not we can clear a certain hurdle, and once we do, we'll throw all the other videos back on. You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, none of us, like I said before the break, are super psyched that we have to be with our kids 24/7. We love them.
Love our kids.
Love our kids.
More than anything in the world.
Just don't. There are times when you're like, I love you, so, and I can feel it from them. They're like, get away.
Our dad used to say about us, we were so cute when we were sleeping.
That's right.
And there is nothing more true than that. You love the hell out of your kids more than anything when they're just quiet and laying.
So school and camp provide an opportunity for your kids to go away, do something fun, be with other people, have that moment, and then come back and enjoy you.
Right.
So that time away actually makes them makes the moments together so much better.
The analogy is we went to Six Flags one night at a corporate event for Six Flags.
Our friend Dan Weinberg worked for Six Flags and worked for corporate and said, hey, they're having this huge event at Magic Mountain right out, about in where is it? In Santa Clara?
Yeah, it's up the road.
Santa Clarita.
Up the 5 freeway from LA, about 45 minutes. And he said, there's only going to be like
2,000 people.
I think it's less than that.
I think it's only 2,000 in the entire park, which is not a lot of people at all.
Yeah, that's like about 50 people in line for each ride, which means you don't have to wait in any line for any roller coaster at all.
It was crazy. So you get on a roller coaster where you're hanging upside down, and then you go through the whole thing, and then you come right back up and you get right back on it again, which sounds like a blast, right? We don't want to wait in line. That's a pain in the ass. You need to wait in line.
You need that distancing. My brain was so scrambled. The whole next day, I thought I had a concussion.
That's right.
I was feeling sick and out of it.
You cannot go back to back roller coaster rides. It's not good. You need that break. Okay,
it's like having ice cream for every meal. Yes, I like it, but
it's insane. Both meanings of the word insane. Humans are not designed to be on that way. Okay, that's just the way.
Your brain can't handle roller coaster.
I mean, you do so. I literally got off all those roller coasters, and I was like, maybe I should do a whip it just to stabilize myself,
just to calm down,
to calm down.
Yeah.
Like spending 24/7 with your kids, not good for your brain. So you need some time away from them.
And it's not good for the relationship.
It's not good for the relationship with your kids. It's like let them take safe distance walks with their friends around the neighborhood or ride bikes. If they're old enough to do that, just let them do those things. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Or drop them off at a putt-putt so that they can destroy the place.
That is also an option for you.
Get ready, because this story is the definition of just checking out.
Parents not in my backyard, NIMBY.
A mini golf complex got flooded with hundreds of kids after a mass parent drop-off. Flooded with hundreds of kids sounds like an infestation of kids.
Sounds terrible.
Flooded with hundreds of kids after a mass parent drop-off, who then started wreaking havoc when they couldn't get their money back, so the cops say.
Wait, so why they dropped them off and then they
mass parent drop off,
and then they immediately wanted their money back?
Why is everyone dropping their kids off at the same time? Like everyone got sick of their kids at the exact same moment and said, here's
a mass drop off.
You take them, local putt-putt.
It's like a mass exodus.
You deal with it. I love that they're like putting it on you deal with them now.
Yeah.
Okay. There's enough stuff here to keep them busy for like a month. You take them.
Just make sure they call in for their first day of class Zoom for school.
Bye.
Make sure they don't kill each other, and we'll see you in like a month.
This went Down at it's Saturday night.
This is when you're expecting too much out of your putt-putt. You're saying to this, putt-putt can only do one thing.
Putt-putt. And
it's like saying
the go-karts and maybe
it's like showing up to like a place that sells just like, iPhone cases
and asking them for chargers.
Yeah, chargers. And can I buy a new iPad here? They're like, that's too much.
We just have glittery cases.
And there's 1,000 people in line behind me who all want it.
And they're about to trash the kiosk.
And they're going to tip your kiosk over.
This went down Saturday night at the Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis. The Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis, Jay, is a place where at least 3 people have been stabbed. I've never been, but I'm telling you that's what it is.
And it sounds like the beginning of a Dusty Springfield song.
The Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis is a front for a prostitution ring called the 19th Hole.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis is a place where children are dropped off to their dads for
weekend.
For a weekend in custody.
That's the custody. Dad's weekend.
Putt-Putt Fun Center.
We do the drop-off in the parking lot
of the Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis. Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis has not been cleaned in 13 years.
Yeah.
I have no proof, but I'm telling you, that's probably being generous.
I think the Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis just got a girls' bathroom 7 years ago.
The Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis sells beer to anyone.
Yeah. You're not even carded.
The Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis has a claw machine that has never worked.
Yes.
The Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis has AstroTurf in the bathrooms.
The Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis is neither fun nor is it in the center of Memphis.
The Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis is the type of place where 400 kids get dropped off in quarantine and all hell breaks loose. And people who have been to the Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis are like,
yeah, that sounds
right to me.
The Putt-Putt Fun Center in Memphis is the beginning of the apocalypse.
It is where police officers responded to a call for service over reports of chaos breaking out after several different parents left upwards of 300 to 400 kids. Several different parents didn't leave 300 to 400 kids.
100.
100 parents.
50 parents.
150 parents left those kids at the facility.
200, at least 200 parents.
And they began destroying the joint. The staff told cops the sheer number
So
of...
who tricked who into thinking this was an event that we can all do?
The staff told cops the sheer number of people put them in violation of COVID-19 regulations, but that was
the least of their worries. I saw the video.
Yeah.
It
you
is
got to
insane.
see the video. This was a coordinated event.
Is this improv everywhere?
Improv everywhere.
You've done it again. A flash mob. Flash mobs, by the way, great idea about 12 years ago.
No more.
Not so great during COVID-19.
One of the teens ripped up the plexiglass at the front of the desk and threw it at the workers. That's nice. And then proceeded to hurl even more objects, which helped kick off a stampede and more destruction.
I'm like, what is this? A Spirit Airlines counter in South Florida?
Jesus
What
Christ.
is going on?
It only takes one kid to rip off the COVID-19 protective plexiglass,
Right.
and then all hell breaks loose.
That's right.
Why? Why were they dropped off?
This feels like a church youth group event gone wrong.
There was even a firework that was set off. Just
Okay.
pure mayhem, really.
It was probably set off in the bathroom or in
the arcade.
That would be,
Oh, Putt-Putt Fun Center of Memphis.
what have you
Of
done?
Central Memphis. You should have seen 400 kids coming and said, nope,
No.
no amount of money
If I
is
saw
worth
400 kids coming, I start locking the gates. 400 teens coming.
this. Cops say witnesses told them the girl on the video chucking crap, this is a great witness, was fed up because she couldn't get a refund. Refund? Who is she? Paul Dooley from Breaking Away?
Refund.
Refund?
Why do you want a refund? What do you need?
Why is this kid asking for a refund?
You're out at a putt-putt center with a bunch of other kids. You should just be happy for that.
Kids and money are so funny. Like a kid will drop a $20 bill and be like, well, I guess that's gone. You're like, it's right there.
Yes.
Pick it up. Meanwhile, if you drop it into a sewer, like a dad will take off the sewer thing and lower a baby down in a Bjorn to go get it.
To go
right?
grab it. Yeah.
That's like a makeshift claw is what you're doing it.
Your baby is your claw.
That's maybe the craziest thing about this whole thing is that the kid was being responsible enough to try and get a refund and then just tore the place up like they were completely irresponsible.
Well, and it also
Money conscious.
but the refund part of it is odd.
Yeah.
Like why do you need a refund?
So
at this
people
point?
online said that they claimed that some of the Putt-Putt Center's gaming machines were faulty and taking people's money without any playing time. Yeah, the Putt-Putt Game Center in Central Memphis does not... Their games don't work. That should be on the sign out front. Hey, welcome to the arcade. Most of the games here...
Some of them might work. Some might work.
Most of them are going to eat your money. That's it. Play at your own risk.
I
Welcome
think-
to the Putt-Putt Fun Center.
Whenever
Shit doesn't work here.
when we used to go to the bowling alley back in the old days.
Also, there are no air hockey paddles. Use your fingers, and if you break your fingers, that's your fault. That's what it says on the sign out
we
front.
used to go, and my son would be like, "I want to try to win an Apple Watch." I'm like, "You won't.
You won't.
You
You need 9 million tickets for an
Here,
Apple Watch.
No. It's the thing where you have to measure to it goes in the keyhole and you grab it and then you're going to win. I'm like, you're not going to win it. You're not going to win it. It's rigged. I was like, do you think it's easy? Do you think they want to give away 11 of these a day? They'll go out of
He
business.
doesn't care.
They don't.
Then he
get it.
dropped a $5 bill and was like, well, that's gone.
Yep.
It appears when this girl was given the cold shoulder, she lost it. When the cops arrived, they gave her a juvenile summons for disorderly conduct. The staff was left to clean up the mess behind everyone. That is a mess. But if you've seen just teenagers just hanging out, it is a mess.
It's a mess.
It's like underneath an Applebee's table after 3 babies were there.
A mess.
That's a disaster area right there.
It's like you need that broom where the dustpan is on a stick, so you don't have to get down close
That's
to
right.
it.
You don't want to bend
Set
down.
it down and it opens up. Pick it up and it closes up.
I've seen the video. It's insane.
It
it's
is
like the
insane.
moment that every kid was told that their summer camp was canceled. They lose it.
Yeah.
And then I think at some point in the chaos, it
switched to
becomes fun for them.
Yeah, it switched to fun.
Just throwing stuff around is fun. Your kids would love that.
Or you know what this is like?
This is like maybe the only fun this Putt-Putt Center in Minneapolis, and not Minneapolis, Memphis can
So, but here's
provide.
the deal. Think about these kids. Think about what they've been through. All right, I'm not giving them
They've
credit.
been through a lot.
Been
but-
through a lot. I'm just saying this is inevitable. This blow up, this explosion. This isn't necessarily about games not working. This is months of being cooped up and not being allowed to do what they do. And so they're letting it fly right now. This is anger on top of anger on top of frustration on top.
Where in the name of Ja Morant are their parents? Okay.
Yes.
Who is dropping their kids off to be with 400 other kids? Who is doing that? Parents who have had enough.
And Parents of the Year. They're all going for Parents of the Year awards.
Parents who are looking at their families, looking at their kids, surveying the situation, because that's what we're doing now. We're saying, look, we can't do this, you guys. We're not going to be able to do this. We're not going to be. You're telling your family what you cannot be able to do. You're looking.
Also, you're saying to yourself, go on out there and get some COVID and bring it back in the house. See what you can do.
Also, you're like, okay, unemployment's getting cut, so we could probably get through the next 6 months if one of you went to juvenile detention.
Right.
At least you'll be getting 3 meals a day.
Start some shit when you get over to that
Drop her off at the Putt-Putt Center and
let
just
her go buck wild.
Let
and then
God sort it out.
Someone else will feed her for 6 months.
That's right. I've wanted to say this for so long. My plexiglass throwing daughter. Okay.
Yeah.
She's the state's problem now.
That's right.
That's what I want to say. That's what
this
this all feels like. Every parent who dropped their kid out tonight, to just tell their kids, go out there and get it done.
Get it done.
You got to do this for the family.
Do it for the family.
Don't mess some stuff up.
Go get arrested. Go get a new house.
I can't believe these kids didn't drive off the property in the go-karts, like over the tires and out of there.
It reminds me of, wasn't there that TV show on CBS called like Kid Town?
Kid Town.
And it was the dumbest
They
idea.
let the kids run the town. And like
7-year-olds. And they're like, 3 of them drank liquid Drano, which they left under the sink for some reason. 2 of them got hurt badly. One of them got herpes.
Yeah.
How does a kid
How does a kid get herpes? And no adults around. That's scary.
Bizarre.
Was there a koala bear nearby? I don't know.
Koalas give
All I know
syphilis.
is that's syphilis. All I know is no, it's chlamydia.
Is it chlamydia?
If I'm at a McDonald's play place in central Memphis, I'm locking everything up because you know you're next.
You're next. Flash mob coming your way.
All right, there you go.
This mob of children is coming at you, and they are angry.
There you go. That is a show. You guys have a great day. Stay connected. Stay protected. Don't get infected. This is not a hoax.
But we got the jokes, and we'll be here for you
Put
every
a
single
mask
day.
on. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.